Okay.
Gentlemen, how are we doing tonight?
Doing
Hmm.
good.
Doing all
Good.
right.
Yeah, it's been a good day,
Well,
I'd
it's
say.
time to welcome everybody to the Couch Co-op. I'm Ian. I got Jarrod, Dave, and Aaron as always.
Hi,
Whoop.
Hey,
hi.
everybody.
And
If
Hey,
they
everybody.
get better, we're gonna have a beer.
yeah. And Jarrod, what beer are we drinking this week?
I selected Newcastle Brown Ale.
Nice.
If you didn't, I would have done eventually.
Yeah, I haven't had this stuff in a long time, so I honestly don't know what to really expect. I've had a lot of different styles of beers since then, so going back to this one is going to be good, I think.
Yep.
This is my first, so
That's
I
cool.
was. I,
Ooh.
I always thought it was sad when they stopped brewing this beer in Newcastle. You know, it's
I
kind
did
of
like
like.
their bottles. I'll admit that.
We did mention
They're
this. We did mention this earlier, just before we started. But like, it's owned now by Heineken, and it's brewed. I think we mentioned it in the Lagunitas episode. But yeah, Newcastle Brown is now actually brewed at the Lagunitas Brewery.
Yep.
So
And then I think they brew it in the Netherlands for Europe.
There you go.
So it's not actually even brewed in England anymore.
no, it's in California and Illinois is what it says on the bottle too. So
well, gentlemen,
that surprises me.
Well,
It says,
let's pop them.
all right.
One, two,
ah,
three.
I didn't get a good
Forgive me.
noise. I was hacking away at it with my bottle opener.
There we go. Not my best. Not my
Hey,
best
look at
bottle
that. It's
opener.
kind of brown.
Oh, that's good.
It's definitely brown over here.
So traditional way to drink this was, or at least in England, was it came in like imperial
Looks like
pint
soda.
bottles, and you drank it out of a 12-ounce glass. So you could just continually top it up to keep the head.
Oh. It's
But-
very dark.
Smells good.
Yeah, that smells nice.
It's not it's not as dark as a porter or
No, you can
a
see you
stout
can
or
still see
anything.
through it.
Yeah, it still has a little bit of opacity in it, so you can see.
The other thing is it
Yeah.
doesn't have that kind of quintessential English bitter taste that a lot of English,
Yeah,
a lot of English ales have
it's like
because of the yeast.
It's
and
sweeter and it's kind of nutty to me.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I
Nutty
get the
tasting.
nut.
Well, they do
Same.
kind of call it a nut brown ale sometimes.
I think that's what it used to be called in their bottle. Because I remember the old label. It was actually like this old, cool, like had like a laser etching on the top with a Newcastle logo, and
You know what's funny?
it was actually
I'm on the UK version of the Newcastle Brown Ale website right now, and they still have the old logo on their website.
Oh, interesting.
on
Yeah,
the
'cause
bottle.
yeah. I
It
like
used to
that
come
label.
in
That's
the
so cool.
Grolsch type bottles with the pop stopper
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the top.
Oh, cool.
Well, not
Yeah.
necessarily that, but they're just still adhering to the original logo. Because like when Jarrod found this, because I haven't seen it in the stores in forever. When Jarrod finally found it, I was like, wow, what did they do to their label? It's like
It looks
fucking they
weird.
let a kindergartner
Not a
go
fan.
into Photoshop or something. I was like,
Yeah, it's pretty generic, I'd say. Yeah.
It's disappointing.
Still tastes
I'm
good
not
though.
a fan.
The label is yeah.
They picked the yellow because they know marketing wise yellow stands out, and that's about it. I think that's the only
That's true.
inspiration that went into that part of it. But it's a very boring label.
they got a kind of
Luckily,
cool glass, a
the
cool
beer is
glass
not
on the
that boring.
website. On the website, it's like you know how the Stella has the chalice, but instead of having
Yep.
a long
Yeah.
stem, it's a short. It's like just they have the bottom
It's like
part
a short
stuck on
stubby
the.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Anyway,
Man.
Yeah, no,
wow.
I love their older design better, and I I remember seeing that glass at the warehouse, and when I worked at Columbia, you could buy those for like $1 a glass, and it was actually pretty cool looking. But I never really had a notice that type of thing in glass. I always figured beer goes in here, or anything else goes in here. I must drink it down. But
introduced in
and
1927. It's 94 years old. 94 years ago, I guess. Is that how long ago?
dang,
Yep.
4.7 on the alcohol by volume, so it's a pretty light beer.
Yeah, the
yeah,
original
Yeah.
recipe was 6 point something.
Especially if you
Yeah,
think
I
how
I think it was like
remember.
6.4.
I remember when I was drinking it a lot. It had more of a harsh start. It kind of hit you. It had that alcoholic flavor in it. But this
It's very
newer
smooth.
version of it, it's really smooth and easy going. It's it really really good.
Yeah. Well, I remember I remember seeing those old labels. It was initially brought in from England, and they have a little bit more stronger stuff over there from what I've seen at like the bars when I lived in Denmark. But they even a little bit more better than I would about it. But
Oh yeah, this was always even at 4.7. That was like that's a pretty strong beer for most British pubs, or at least back in the 90s. It's different. It's like it is here now.
yeah,
People drink a lot more variety than they used to.
No doubt there.
yeah. No,
Almost,
this
there's
is
too many varieties now. Hard to
yeah.
figure out
Well,
what you want to buy.
there's not a lot of brown ales out there though anymore. Like I feel like there's only like a very small amount of brown ales existing. It's like literally the top three are
Wow.
anything imperial, anything hazy, and anything IPA. Pretty much,
There's a lot of
it's
reds.
all there is. Oh
It
yeah, well,
seems
Yeah.
it seems that the only thing that makes it a brown malt is that they only use brown malt, 100% brown malt in the brewing process.
Well, that's
So
Yeah.
I don't
isn't it?
know
Caramel,
if
right?
I mean,
Caramel
it,
malt,
it
is that what it
tastes
is?
different than anything. So of course there's going to be other ingredients in there, but the brown malt must just have the. I like the color. It's actually kind of a
Yeah, I've had
nice.
a hard
It
time
kind of has a little bit of an amber to it.
when I've tried to brew something like this, and I was reading on the history of this. They were originally trying to recreate Bass Pale Ale, which is a totally different color
Yeah.
of beer.
Wow.
And it's like they thought they'd failed at first, but instead they made this, which is
Is Bass still around?
What?
I think so, but
The
I haven't
Bass?
seen it for a long time.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Makes you fart something great.
What is it that we're looking for again? Sorry, I missed that part. What's it
Bass?
called?
The brewery is
Bass?
Bass,
Bass
Oh,
Pale
Bass.
Ale.
like a fish
Or
Oh,
base,
okay.
depending on
or
how
base.
you,
Yeah,
depending on
however
how
you
you
want
want
to.
to pronounce it.
I
But
feel
yeah.
like the only place I'd even see something like that is at like Weimar. Like we all thought Killian's was dead, but they're at Weimar in full force.
Funny.
So they,
Oh no,
well,
they're still going, and I mean they're owned by Anheuser-Busch, but yeah, I haven't seen
yeah,
Bass Pale Ale for a long time. They used to have the red triangle was their logo, wasn't it?
Yeah.
yeah. It's like a little red triangle with a fancy bass logo right underneath it, word or whatever it is.
I mean, I like this beer. It's all right. I think
Yeah.
I drink one and that's enough for me though. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So this
Yeah.
is a beer that when I was single or almost single, and Ian and I were going to a lot of bars,
Yeah.
I would always pick this on draft because there was a place we went called Eastburn, and on like Tuesday nights or something like that, you pay like an entry fee, and I'd go down there and just that's all I drink is Newcastle, and
Unless
that's
we went to
been
the titty bars and then it was,
yeah, they didn't have it there.
it'd be like High Life.
Oh,
Yeah,
No, this is a good.
right.
This is just a tasty, solid beer,
yeah, I really enjoy
but
it.
it does fill you up after a while. I mean, it's not something you would drink.
I don't feel like it's filling. I just the flavor.
No.
I'm just like kind of done with the flavor towards the end.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I get what Ian's saying. It's
I
it's
feel
good
like
to
it's really
start.
light to me.
Yeah. Yeah. I get what he's saying. The flavor though, it's like it starts good. Halfway through, you're like, okay, and then at the end, you're like, oh, thank God, this is it.
Well, I don't know,
Yeah,
I think.
it's more malty than hoppy. You can't
You
really.
see, for me, it's the opposite. I like the malt at the end. It's like
Yeah, I love the malt.
I
of
like
it.
the
I love
sweetness
it.
it leaves in your mouth compared to the usual hoppy beers that we drink.
Well, yes, and that's why I generally like lagers, right? Because that's the maltiness
Mhm.
of the
Doesn't
lager,
leave
but
that,
it's
yeah.
more it's a skunky diversion. It's not this brown ale version, and I just feel like that flavor. It's fine at the beginning, so I'll drink one and it's good. But I don't know. I would never see myself drinking a 6-pack. I would just be like,
No,
man,
this was good for me. One and good. It's. mm,
uh,
I've broken these enough at work when I worked at Columbia to know it's something I would enjoy, like maybe one, possibly two, but after that I'm like, okay, time to go to something else.
what are there any
Or
other actual popular brown ales? I don't.
Doesn't the Shoots have one?
Do they? I
They
don't
used
know.
to. That bus stop round, but that's gone. I think.
Yeah.
Didn't
It's a
once
very-
upon a time, didn't Sam Adams have like a 22 of a brown ale or something?
I,
Something like that.
I'm hard pressed.
Yeah, I must
I don't
admit.
like. Aaron was mentioning earlier a nut brown ale, and I'm pretty sure Newcastle didn't say nut brown ale. There was some brand that called theirs nut brown ale, and I don't recall what one that was.
Uh,
You could Google it, I
I
suppose.
thought they.
Yeah.
Nut
I thought
brown.
they did call, or maybe it was. Maybe it was a different one because there was two different brown ales that came from England.
No,
I remember.
Rogue has a nut brown.
Oh, Sam
That's
Smith.
It's
Sam
hazelnut
Sam
Smith.
brown.
Smith.
Or
Yeah,
Samuel.
That's
Samuel
what I was thinking
Smith.
of. Okay, Sam Smith.
Samuel
Yeah,
Smith.
so that's still around. You can buy.
Well, I think this
Mhm.
was like in the 2000s. This was brewed at the John Smith's brewery, and I think they have a nut brown as well. That's I think
Goose
it is.
Island.
Yeah.
Goose Island nut brown ale.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
So
That was us.
I might try and hunt that Samuel Smith one down and see how that is.
That one's
Yeah, they
very
have a
good.
nut
I've
brown.
had that before.
Yeah, I never grabbed it.
But there's no like really mainstream other ones. Like there's 100 like Stella Heineken types. There's a million
Yeah.
Cerveza type beers. There's just like not a lot of the Newcastle
There's
kind of
not a lot of
corners the
brown ale.
mainstream market.
Yeah,
I
they're
think
definitely
everybody-
the mainstream one you can find in most corners of the world. I would assume.
You're right. Most other breweries might brew one once in a while, but even if you go to a brew house that has, prides itself on brewing one of every style, you'll usually find a porter and a stout, but you don't often find a nut brown.
Well, Dave is a
Yeah.
fan of this beer and knowing so much about, knowing a bit about it. How come you don't drink it that much?
I think my tastes moved on. My taste moved on to IPAs, honestly, and I don't know. I just kind of when I first moved to the US in the early 2000s, it was kind of like there was just that was when craft beer over here was just beginning to take off. So there were a whole load of different beers, and plus
Yeah.
it was just hard to get and it was more expensive. And starting my career, I didn't have much money. I generally went for what was cheaper. I mean, honestly, Widmer's was very popular when I first moved here, and Deschutes, and I always like Black Butte Porter. That's always just a classic.
Back when you
Yeah.
could get a 6-pack for around $6.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I remember that time period.
How spendy
Yeah.
was this Newcastle, Jared? Since you're the one you bought it and we exchanged beers. So what was pricing on this?
It was on sale for $10.99.
Pretty kind of average.
Yeah,
I
so
guess.
it's up there. It's one of the premier top shelf.
It's like
kind
buying
of
a
beers.
Stella. Like a
Yeah.
6-pack of Stella is like $10.99, $11.99.
Yeah, so it's in that same lineup there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think they do it in 12 packs. It's only in the 6s, isn't it?
It used
Yeah,
to be a
at
12
least
packs.
They used to do 12 packs.
Yeah, they used to do them, but I don't think I've seen one for a long time.
Me either.
Yeah.
I
They
think
don't
part
do
of
it
it's the
anymore.
beer market's just so competitive. There's only so much shelf space.
One thing I kind of miss, I would actually buy something like that now, but there used to be like those, what were they, liter keg or 2-liter kegs that you could buy to
Oh,
shove
yeah.
in your fridge.
They
Oh
still
yeah, the
Heineken
mini
had
keg.
that.
What do they call
We
those?
took,
Yeah.
Like in Seattle back in the day, my roommate and I bought like the Heineken mini keg and we drank it all, and then we turned it. I spent a whole evening with a screwdriver and a hammer trying to take the top off, and we turned it into a planter.
Oh, fun.
Oh. I remember those
still-
kegs. Those are,
They still have those. I don't know about Newcastle Brown Ale, but I was at John's Market the other week and they had a selection of like maybe 7 or 8 different beers in those little kegs. The mini
the
mini
5-liter keg.
Yeah, they're little like
Wow, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
get
Oh
just
my
for
god,
the
I
fuck of
hated
it.
working those things.
That's
The
fun.
Well, one of the beers they had was the like Delirium Tremens, which is that like 9% Belgian beer out of Canada,
Ooh.
I think.
I have a stupid
Woof.
question that has nothing to do with Newcastle, but this keg situation we're doing. What beer can used to have? Was it Mickey's or was it Heineken that used to do beer in a little mini keg? Like a
Heineken.
didn't they?
Heineken did
like
it.
a little beer, like a 6-pack, or like you'd have. Anyway. I
Yeah,
thought
it's like
there
a
was-
little.
They looked like
like a-
little
looked like a hand
shipper
grenade, yeah.
cans themselves. Yeah, I remember those.
Yeah, it's Heineken who did that.
Sorry,
And then I also know Foster's
digress.
did it too for a short minute, but
I digress.
they now have the shotgun shelf.
What else you guys want to talk about? What else you guys got on Newcastle? Anything else you
Yeah.
want? I mean, it's a pretty good beer.
I think we've kind of stated all that can be stated
It's a
about
pretty
it. There's-
simple beer. It's not
Yeah.
a super popular type of beer to make. I think that's why it doesn't
Right.
get. It's not on the shelf. It's not like popular. It's like it's kind of
Yeah.
specialty.
So you're still on the website, right? What do they offer any other type of beer? 'Cause I thought they for a
they
hot minute
do
did a
have.
lot.
I'm on Wikipedia, and they do have other beers. They have
I
variations.
thought so.
So they do have. In Australia, they have a elder. There's a bunch of different kind of, but they're not. I don't think they still make them. I
Nothing
don't
we
think
can
they
get a hold
still-
of.
I don't think so. It doesn't look like anything is
Okay.
still. No, it's all. I think this is the only thing that they make.
They had a summer ale for the while, and then
They
I
had a
remember
winter
they
ale. They
I
had
thought
an
it was
amber
Werewolf.
ale.
Remember, they had Newcastle Werewolf. I remember having a 6-pack of that.
Yeah.
That's probably about the last time I drank Newcastle, actually.
But there was
I
like a
never
winter
had that
ale.
one. I was
Newcastle partnered with Taxi Magic to brew a black ale called Newcastle Cabbie. But all this stuff is like, I thought it was like 2013. They don't. I think they're just kind of done, and like just this one special recipe was sent out, was bought up by and this is the only beer they make. Or I mean, Newcastle exists just as a.
Yeah, it's just a brand now, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
it's
not
not
a...
really.
yeah, because I remember some of those special ones you're talking about, but they're not around anymore.
Because I mean, Lagunitas is just making it. It's not like there's a Newcastle brewery. Even if there is like a, it's just they're just paying them to make this beer for people that have fond memories, have nostalgia. It's like a Super Nintendo Mini or something.
Yep.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so it's kind of they're not around anymore. Just a memory.
Well, that's like I think I said earlier in the show as well. That's one of the sad things about it. It used to be brewed in Newcastle, and now it's not even. It would be kind of like if they just stopped making champagne in the Champagne region or something like that. It's kind of like now it's just a brand. It doesn't mean as much as it used to. It just kind of floats out there in the ether and makes Heineken money.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a name that doesn't really get advertised, so it just kind of gets pushed to the
Yeah.
wayside.
It keeps Lagunitas from getting sold because they're still they can do more than just one thing. It's like you can brew your beer,
Yeah,
and
they're
also
not one
we're
trick
gonna
pony.
have you brew this other beer too.
Yeah, you can brew this if you brew this.
Right. Yeah.
That's funny. I don't know if
You
that's
make
how
us
that
happy,
works,
we'll
but
make you happy.
all right, guys. Well, let's give our thumbs. What do you guys? So Jared's a up thumb. Dave's gonna give
There's
it
no
up.
other, like we discussed, there's no other brown ale really
I'm gonna go
that I
this
can
way.
think of, and I really like it.
It was
going
good.
I still like it.
I wouldn't go for it again, but I liked it.
So that's 3 thumbs up and 1 middle. So it's 3.5 thumbs for the Newcastle.
3.5 hops.
No, 3.5.
So I'm turning into the guy that
It's
just
a
gives
hot
everything
scale.
a thumbs up.
Yeah.
Thumbs up. Dave just likes
I've
beer.
given everything a thumbs up. Yeah.
No, that's not true. One
So
of
far.
you didn't because there's a 2.5. No.
Was it
there's-
Kwanda? I think that was
There
the
was
one I
one of
gave a
them.
medium.
I think there's a no.
I think
anyway.
no, it was 3 thumbs because me and Ian both did this.
You can go
And you
to
guys
the
give them-
you can go to the episodes and find out. Anyway,
Yeah.
I think you did give the Kwanda a middle thumb, Dave.
Yeah.
Anyway, and that's
Yeah.
an ale.
Oh, I
Anyway,
did thumb up. That's right.
Jared, what game would you partner this beer with?
So I thought of a generation of games that was very brown back in the PS3 360 era,
Like a poo-poo
and
game?
Gears of War was the first one that came to mind.
First brown game, brown.
Gears of Brown.
Gears of brown.
Yeah,
Oh, boy.
all the environments were brown, and that's the thing that came to my mind. What a great game! I could imagine sitting down and playing some Gears, drinking some brown ale.
All right. Sure.
Yeah, I could imagine
Could
drinking
see
3 or
that.
4 of these and just having a quiet night.
A quietly
Yeah.
loud killing night.
Mhm.
Right.
You hear that
Awesome.
chainsaw rev?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Dave, I believe you're next in the queue. What beer are you choosing next?
Well, we've got a couple of donations to go before
no.
that.
So we're gonna do donations, but like you're that's just a special episode I'll release. So the donation beers. So this will still be our weekly. The donation beer will be a donation beer, and I'll put it out like it'll just be the special episode. So your next official beer on Monday.
So we did a lager last week. So I know there's 2 beers that I've got to all you guys. One's a lager and one's an ale. So I'm thinking we'll go with the Kona
IPA.
Gold
Kona
Cliff
Gold?
IPA. I think it is.
Gold Cliff.
It's what it's
Okay.
called.
Awesome.
It's a pineapple IPA. And I gave you all a big can of it, so you gotta watch out because it's like 7.9%. So.
Oh,
Awesome. Well,
right.
Dave kind of mentioned it. There'll be a midweek drop. We did get we actually got 3 donation beers from a cool listener and friend. I don't want to spoil that now, but do expect that episode coming out more midweek and or later on in the week.
All right.
And yeah, everybody. I want to thank. I want to thank Jarrod, Dave, and Aaron for joining me here on the Couch Co-op.
Oh, you're
Always.
welcome. And the Newcastle has a good burp, by the way.
Good
Just
burps.
got the first one.
Yeah.
Hi.
You can find us on
Yeah,
Twitch,
it does.
or not Twitch, Twitter. What is it? Couch_hop. Yeah, and you can leave us Twitter messages and posts and stuff, or you can find us there and follow us. And then our podcast is everywhere: iTunes, Spotify, all that stuff. Or you can go to Anchor.fm and leave a message. You can leave messages or donate or all kinds of stuff. It's a pretty cool website. And anyway, thanks for listening. And go have a beer. Or we need to come up with a tagline. Go drink a beer. Go get fucked. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't think the last one was a good one.
Take your time to
Right.
enjoy your
Oh,
beer.
wait, drink
Yeah.
responsibly, I believe, is what I...
Yeah,
Yes.
drink responsibly. I think almost every mainstream bottle has the website on their bottle. So I don't know anybody that's ever visited that website, but it's
Yeah.
there.
All right, guys. That's
Mhm.
it. Take it easy.
Alrighty.
Bye.
Peace out.
Right.